the thing is, on some levels, like, here's the thing. I think a little bit of instinct is going to kick in here, because once you've been painted as shit, also everyone who's on your team is also painted as shit, because you don't work by yourself. There's no one in government that inspires confidence. So Keir Starmer is going to be like, okay, well, I need to rebrand. My approval rating is minus 200. So he's really going to like either literally get rid of some people in his cabinet, or they completely change. So he's going to make Yvette Cooper, like, I don't know, handkerchief secretary, and put them in irrelevant roles and really change things up. Because once you have different people in different roles, it changes the energy. I know people won't suddenly feel like, oh, the country's better, but at least on some level they might think, okay, Keir Starmer must be seeing that this is not working.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like Rachel Reeves, for example, he's saying, oh, she's going to be in government until the next election.
Yeah, he has full confidence in her.
You wait. Look at, you see easily the U-turn on the waspy women, which is actually...
Yeah, the one, like, I'm pretty sure Rachel Reeves' mum was one of those. Yeah,
But did you not see the picture with Yvette Cooper and the waspy? It's like grinning like the cat that got the cream.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I don't agree with the waspy case, because I'm just like going to be like, oh, so you plan your retirement without reading the news. Okay. However, like, Labour was brutal. Rachel Reeves was like, there's better things to spend money on, which is right. But, you know.
Yeah, like 100 years of 3 billion to Ukraine. Yes, Rachel Reeves' mother is a waspy woman. Rachel Reeves has publicly mentioned that her mother was one of the women affected by the changes in the state pension age. So,
mind you, her daughter's a millionaire, so she might have lent her a few quid.
Yeah, possibly. Rachel Reeves a millionaire?
The whole cabinet are.
How did she become a millionaire?
Well, this is the thing no one tells you about, like, being in politics. You make good connections, and also being an economist for how many years? Where? She's not Rachel from accounts. She was an economist at Bank of Scotland and the Bank of England and Bank of Japan. She's minted, apparently. Don't know how she got that money. But you know, look.
Probably the same way Nancy Pelosi.
Or Tulip Siddiq got her flat in King's Cross.
Oh, yeah. Well, she had to resign.
Yeah, the corruption minister got...
But she's done nothing wrong.
Exactly.
But resign.
It's just to remove the distraction. I'm like, really?
Political career, no. Book deals and this is what Grok is saying. This is how Rachel Reeves got rich. Says political career, salary as an MP. Book deals and publications. She reportedly received 15 grand for a book deal. Jeez, I don't want that.
Was the book printed on Neural?
They have Reeves and her husband own residential property. 10 grand a year reportedly in rental income.
A year? Bullshit.
Apparently that's what their financial disclosure statement says. Significant donations and benefits as an MP, investments, non-public investments, and her husband reported income 170k a year.
I bet.
Net worth of 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Didn't know she was worth that much.
Yeah, they all are. By the way,
there's hope for all of us.
Ed Balls and Yvette Cooper.
Oh no, I bet Ed Balls is.
For me, I think the most egregious is Ed Miliband and Yvette Cooper. That is just have a gander to the resume. It's so egregious because they're both like really well off. But it's like, what have you actually done?
Yeah, but isn't Ed Miliband's money all just the family money?
Well, partly, but like, okay, so I know people within the like kind of the high ranking Labour. Nobody has time for Ed. Like literally, it was actually incredible that he beat out his brother. No one has time for him. He's the quintessential. I mean, in many ways, he's like a Tory, but just like ideologically a lunatic.
He was almost PM.
But this is the thing. His rise is so egregious. This man has done nothing. You could ask him to change your light bulb and you'd be like, well, I need to get together a committee and and like run up public finances, trying to just hire a bunch of consultants from Tennessee to tell you how to not waste money. It's incredible. His political rise is absolutely ridiculous.
How did he end up there then?
Oh, he went to study PP at Oxford.
Well, yeah.
A speech writer. And then I think he was also another one that became a SPAD at the age of 27. I think at some point he became a SPAD twice. One for another politician who I don't remember. And I think one for Harriet Harman. And then he just found his way committee, got selected for a safe seat and just climbed that way, even with that voice. Similar. I think Ed Balls was a lawyer, I think. Is Ed Balls a lawyer?
I'm not sure.
West Streeting, typical trade union activist, like a quintessential trade union activist. You notice when he does TV interviews, he doesn't blink. He's like, and I think that, the NHS needs a bit of, he's just, these people are not
well, he was just Gordon Brown's lackey.
Well, precisely. In the real world, these people would be eaten alive. If these people worked in like a private business, they would be absolutely devoured. Seriously, they can only thrive in politics.
It was because like Ed Miliband's the some of his net zero decisions, like even if you wanted to like say, okay, there's a case to be made for like cleaner energy because extraction techniques for some oil and gas can be really damaging to the surrounding local environment. You want to not like damage, for example, right? So for like fracking, okay, there's some evidence that like it can cause miniature earthquakes. Yeah. The big concern is like the stuff that they're pumping into the ground, getting into the water. Yeah. Like it gets into the groundwater, and then it like
by electric vehicles, which lithium batteries, how they. So do you know how lithium battery?
Yes, yeah, I've seen the videos. But like there are, right, I'm saying there are cases you can make for some like
not very strong ones, but some
no, but there's and then he just comes along with this, right, okay, so what we're going to do in an increasingly unstable world where we would like to take the prime farmland of Britain,
which is also part of our flood defenses, by the way. No one talks about this. Like, we're such a wet country, and we're basically concreting over our flood defenses.
Yeah, people run, and then not just not building reservoirs, not actively like destroying them.
We haven't built one since the 90s.
No, we have 30 less than we did in the 90s. I think it's 30, yeah. And people are like, oh, how have we got droughts? And why are the flood defenses so bad? It's like, where do you think the water used to go? But I've lost my train of thought here.
Yeah, you were trying to make a good case for politics.
Yeah, like, okay, that there are cases, but then you just like, okay, we'll just turn this prime farmland into solar farms instead of like the solar panels on car parks idea. It was like, that's nice, like shade, car park, use of concrete, that thing, perhaps maybe reducing some of the temperature raising effect of having it all concrete. Like, no, that would be a very sensible policy that very few people could oppose. But no, let's take the prime farmland. And then on top of that, let's take like billions and billions and estimated like 50 plus billion and give it to a technology that nobody knows if it actually works at all.
And has never been tried at scale, let alone for a country with almost 70 million people.
And even in the cases where it has worked, it's basically barely reducing the amount of carbon based on the amount of energy it's required to build it and then run it. But he's just allowed to spend 50 billion on that
because nothing in his head. But like, it's like a monkey with symbols. You know that?
Can you imagine that pitch in like say I don't know, Apple, right? Yeah. You go to Apple. Oh no, they probably go for it. Actually, I've seen some of their.
No, you go to any private company that has to report for what they're doing with money.
Yeah.
But this is the point. There's no consequences for him messing this up. This is the point that I'm making. He can be given a budget of 50 billion quid to do whatever the hell he wants with it, and there's no consequences if he F's it up. That's the problem. I mean, I was doing some research on this. I think last year the average energy price was I think 79 pounds per kilowatt hour. But obviously we subsidize, or I have to get my wording right. But basically we are agreeing to forms of energy, green energy, we're agreeing a price with energy companies, that no matter how, we will buy the energy that they produce from these renewable sources for a market price that is significantly above the average that we would pay for fossil fuel energies. So basically, we are subsidizing that gap. So this is why our energy prices are artificially raised. So for example, the price guarantee that we would give for like a wind farm to energy companies producing wind-based energy, we would agree like a strike price of like 179 pounds per kilowatt hour. And yet the average price for energy for that year is like 100 or like 80 pounds, for example. So we're paying like that much over the odds. And it's like no one is saying this because there are no consequences for that. That's the point. There are no consequences for these people failing.
Yeah, we pay like the highest energy prices in the G7.
In the developed world.
Yeah, the developed world.
That's another thing. Our industry has tanked. Why would anyone want to invest in this country? Like seriously, we have high energy prices. We're overregulated. Our tax system is ludicrous. Okay, compared to like a place like Sudan, yes, people are notionally rich, but our GDP per capita is falling because we have too many people. That foundations of the British economy are not very inspiring, which is why, you know, it's more expensive to borrow, because a lot of banks and investors are saying, actually, we don't think the UK is a safe bet. You're living above your means and you're not fixing the structural problems with your economy. That's what's happening.
Hey everyone, thanks for making it right the way to the end of the podcast. I love that you tuned in this long. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, because 80% of you bastards are not subscribing, but you're watching my videos. See you next time.